What's up, family? Man, it's about 2 o'clock Wednesday morning. Um, if you're on this channel, if you're subscribed to this channel, you already know I'm not sugarcoating anything. That's not who I am. We're about to go in today. We're about to go in. It's 2 o'clock and I'm up because I feel led to make this video. Sit back, buckle up your seatbelts, because some of this is going to be rough for some of you. It's going to be offensive to some of you. It's going to trigger some of you. It's going to piss some of you off. And some of you are probably going to subscribe. It is what it is. You already know how I am. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to tiptoe. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to make you feel good about you. That's not why I came here. Here we go. We have to grow up. I say that all the time. All the time. We have to grow up. You have to grow up. When I say you, I'm talking about everyone. You have to grow up. You have to stop blaming everybody else for what happened in your life. You're grown now. You're grown now. Man up, woman up, and get about your business. And your business is not about you staying in your traumatized 8, 9, 10-year-old self. Grow up already. Grow up. And that's a hard thing to hear. A grown man telling another grown person that they need to grow up. It's a hard thing for you to hear because you got issues. Because you got some pride. You got something about you that make you think that you got this figured out. You got something about you that make you think that you got everything resolved. You know who you are. You know what you're about. Okay. Then why are you still blaming everybody else? Why are you still blaming your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpa, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, and whoever else? You know what I mean? Why are you blaming your ex? Why are you blaming your kids? Why are you blaming your boss, the preacher, the teacher, and everybody else? It's everybody else's fault as to why you are the way you are. You have a victim mentality. And if you call yourself a chosen one, a king, a queen, a boss, or whatever else you want to call yourself, you cannot have a victim mentality and be all that you came here to be. You cannot blame the government and everybody else as to your woes in life and whatever it is you got to deal with. And consider yourself a boss. Consider yourself a king, a queen, a chosen one. Consider yourself enlightened. I don't care what title you give yourself. You have to grow up. You have to grow up. I do a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring. And it's crazy because a lot of times I'm having to ask people the same questions. And I talk to people from all over the world. I'm having to ask them the same questions. Because they're mad at everybody else. They're mad at their daddy. They're mad at their mama. They're mad at their siblings and all this other stupid stuff. And it's stupid to me. I know it's real to you. I know it's painful to you. But once you grow up, you'll realize how petty it was. Once you grow up, you realize how trivial it really was. Once you grow up, you realize it was just a distraction. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It's a major thing to you right now because you're traumatized, because you refuse to grow up. I ask people all over the world who call me up and they're mad because of their upbringing. They're mad because of all the stuff that they had to go through. They're mad at their dad for not being in their life. They're mad at their dad for being abusive. They're mad at their dad for what he did to their mom. They're mad at their mom. They're mad at somebody. Everybody seems to want to be mad at somebody. The truth is, you're mad at yourself. You're mad at yourself. You don't want to own that. And they're all mad at all these other people for whatever they did. And so when I ask these people that I'm mentoring and that I'm coaching, hold up, time out, pause. Do you know the trauma that your parent went through? Do you know the trauma that that person went through? Stay with me. I'm going somewhere, and this is about to get heavy, and it's going to piss some of you off. And you already know I don't care. Do you understand the trauma that they went through? If you don't understand the trauma that they went through, how can you judge them? Stay with me. This is not to minimize what they did. This is not to excuse what they did. Stay with me. If you don't know the hell that they went through, how the hell can you speak on their life? If you don't know the pain and suffering that they had to endure, that they went through, how can you fix yourself to stand as God Almighty in judgment of who they are, of who they were when you were a kid, when you were a baby, or whenever it was that you had your interaction with them? How can you stand in judgment of that person when you don't even know the hell that they endured? Again, this is not to excuse or justify or minimize anything. Stay with me. You stand here in judgment of those people for what they did, never knowing all the pain and suffering and baggage that they're carrying. 2, you stand in judgment of those people as though you're perfect in yourself, as though you've never done anything wrong, as though every decision you've made has been right, as though you've never made a mistake, as though you've never done anything wrong. If you, in your self-righteous, arrogant, narcissistic way, can be perfect, you know what I mean? You're not perfect. No one is perfect. No one has ever been perfect. So if you're not perfect and you've never been perfect, how the hell can you speak on somebody else's imperfection? How can you hold and demand that those people live up to a standard that you are not able to reach, that you've never been able to reach? You expected them to be perfect. You expected and demanded that they gave you this perfect life and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And you yourself right now are not perfect. You yourself right now have faults and character defects. You yourself right now have made poor choices, poor decisions. And yet, you expect and demand that everybody else live up to this perfect expectation that you created for them. And you can't even live up to that your own expectation. How twisted, how psychotic is that? How self-righteous is that? Again, this is not about minimizing or dismissing what they've done. What they did, they did. Get over it. Learn the lesson from it. Understand that they were not perfect. Understand that they had their own trauma and drama that they had to deal with. Just like you got your drama and trauma that you're trying to deal with now. It's amazing how all these people that I'm talking to, they completely negate the fact that everybody else in the past had drama and drama. As though trauma and drama just happened to this generation. Like you're the only ones on the face of the earth that's ever had to go through something. Like this generation is the only generation that's ever had to deal with an abusive parent, that's ever had to deal with a violent parent, that's ever had to deal with an absent parent. Grow the hell up. It ain't about you. It ain't never been about you. It ain't never gonna be about you. Life don't revolve around you. Whatever those people had, whatever their issues were, man, that was their issues. That was their journey. You got your own journey to figure out. You got your own crap to resolve. And you can sit here and fake the funk and act like you perfect all you want to. You can sit here and act like all your issues come from them if you want to. It's your life. Live it how you choose. But the reality is, you have to grow the hell up. You have to grow up. You have to grow up emotionally. You have to grow up intellectually. You have to grow spiritually. You have to grow up. If you're going to consider yourself a chosen one, if you're going to consider yourself a queen, a boss, a king, you have to grow up. Grow up. And stop expecting and demanding others to meet your expectations, when you yourself can't meet those expectations. You're a hypocrite. You're a liar. You're a fraud. Man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. That's not who I am. That's not what we do on this channel. We're going to keep it real. We're going to speak the truth whether you like it or not, whether it feel good or not. We have to grow up. And we have to stop blaming everybody else for our life. If you want a better life, then make a better life. Make better decisions. Deal with your issues. Grow the hell up. You want to be a chosen one? You want to be all that? Man, go be it. Do that. Do that. That's what you came here to do. You didn't come here to sit on your ass whining and crying and pouting about woe is me and man, life ain't fair and man, I had to go through this and man, I went through that and man, this person did this and man, that. Man, shut the hell up with that sissified crying, whining stuff. Grow up. Grow up. Man. My hope and prayer is that we grow up. We have to grow up. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.